Ian and I had an idea that it would be fun to write a comedy about what boys are like at the ages of sort of 16, 17.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about the things we used to get up to at that age and how sort of ridiculous it seemed looking back.
Essentially, I think we thought boys at that age are, you know, they're just funny to watch and to listen to.
We were such dickheads at that age, and our friends were such dickheads at that age, so we based a lot of it on people we knew and ourselves.
We are the real Inbetweeners.
They are a gang of, you know, my friends that I used to hang around with and lived a lot of the stories that the Inbetweeners, you know, have kind of immortalised.
He's not very creative at all. It was all down to us guys.
Who slept on an ass nest?
It's found by a northern couple who sort of poked me with a stick.
They do that a lot, don't they?
And then when I woke up in the morning, I've been bitten 48 times over my face and hands.
At the very beginning, we went through lots of anecdotes and stories and ideas that we had for what teenage boys get up to, and then a side file, if you like, of holiday stuff, which seemed like a particularly rich vein.
Boys going on their first holiday, because I think it's such an important part of that kind of British adolescent experience. I've done about 4, Ian's done about 4.
I remembered back to what I got for my 21st birthday, which was £360, which was a lot of money at the time, to spend on a lad's holiday. And that, I must have just pissed that up against the wall on the worst, cheapest alcohol you've ever seen, a terrible apartment, and the most dreadful food. And that was my 21st birthday present. So right from the beginning, there was always the idea that we'd want to take these characters on holiday one day. The film's set in Malia.
Yeah, the film is set in Malia. So we originally
wrecked
Malia, did some shooting in Malia last summer, and then sort of went away to try and prepare for the main body of the shoot. And we ended up choosing Magaluf because the big thing for the film was having enough extras to populate, you know, scenes like the boat party and the strip at night and nightclub scenes, and to do all those, it's very difficult to get, you know, hundreds of people anywhere, and getting them out to Greece would have been just slightly trickier. So yeah, it's Malia, but shot in Magaluf.
They didn't shoot Star Wars on Tatooine. That's my reckoning.
So the opening of the film, effectively, we're coming into Jay's bedroom where typically he's masturbating in front of a computer, which is pretty familiar territory for the Inbetweeners. Felt like when you see that happen on a big screen, you need a big setup before that. Film opens, camera travels through the air, flies down through suburbia, Harry Potter style, through a window, and reveals Jay in front of his laptop in his bedroom, masturbating. Sounds pretty easy in a sentence. So we then had to plot it out, and that shot then became a real helicopter at the beginning, CG clouds, and then we'd have to create CG joins from the beginning of the shot, where we'd have to take the camera right up in the air and do it tracking over suburbia, Google Maps style, and then also get it travelling through the window and join it onto a shot that's a Steadicam shot, then floats across the top of Jay's desk, along the floor, and then up over the side of the bed and sort of reveals him by his laptop.
Ham was a late addition, actually. We had a bucket of sand originally.
We thought it had flesh-like
properties, I think when one is a teenage boy, I think there comes a point when you spend so long masturbating that you just will try anything in the house.
Yeah, well, there's no chance of it becoming a woman anytime soon. So you sort of think,
well, it's what might feel like what I think a woman might feel like, and so I suppose in Jay's twisted world, the mixture of hand cream and wafer thin ham.
Normally that's the end of it, though. You don't go any further unless you're a serial killer.
Well, there's that moment. You always have that thing about the MPs, sort of Stephen Milligan being caught in the sort of suspenders and stockings and all that sort of stuff, and having a.
You had a thing about it.
Well, the idea basically that when you after he'd ejaculated, there must have been a moment where he was like, "Oh, I am never doing this again. Oh, this is
shame.
Oh, the shame of
catching sight of yourself in the mirror.
Oh God, I'm getting orange. I should just eat oranges like a normal person. Like I'm never gonna. Oh God, the basket. I'm gonna take the basket. I am never, ever. That is the last time I'm doing that.
This is our laptop lady's bedroom.
You make me so erect.
Oh, yes, you also make me erect now. Put in card details. Oh, I'm so horny. Don't forget security number, okay?
Back in the school, it feels like Groundhog Day because we've been here quite a few times in the last 3 years. It's the end of their lives at school.
And I promise you, Si, with the amount of fit birds around here, it'd be like shooting clunge in a barrel. Come on, Si, what do you say?
I play Simon Cooper in the Inbetweeners film and series. At the beginning of the film, Simon is going out with a girl called Carly.
I think he kind of can't believe that he's got with this like really beautiful girl. Like he's sort of, well, it's true, and you know, he's probably, you know, he's kind of batting out of his league really. But he's like amazed, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is amazing. What a feeling. Coming up. And then unfortunately for Simon, in this first scene of the film, she dumps
his
him.
heart again. Yeah. This is my opportunity, actually. I do always feel the need to sort of stick up for Carly a little bit. Simon is an idiot. Like, he does throw up over her brother and spray paint her driveway and what else do? He does a lot of weird, ends up naked on a boat. And everyone always hates Carly for it, but Carly doesn't see the lovely, loving side of Simon that the audience sees. I mean, I'm not saying she's a lovely person, but
he needs to be indulged really, and she doesn't like when his bollock falls out. She's just genuinely really angry with him, even though it's just an accident.
He completely ruined my fashion show.
Made the fashion show, arguably.
First came here in 2007, so spent a lot of time in my life sitting in this school. If you've seen an amazing film, Touching the Void, there's a brilliant bit on the extras where the guy, Joe Simpson, did some of the stunts. And they took him back to the exact same place. There's a bit where he's sitting at the top of the mountain where he, you know, was crawling down with broken legs and broken arms, you know, where he nearly died. And he says on the DVD extras that there was a moment where he thought to himself, you know, genuinely panicked, because he's on his own, they're doing long lens stuff. And he was like, it might have been a dream the last 20 years of my life, like writing a book, making a film, getting better, surviving might have been a dream. And actually, I might be back here because everything looked the same. And I feel, you know, I'm not saying I'm the new Joe Simpson, and that kind of courage I'm showing it is the same as his, but it is slightly better than his, I think, being back sitting here watching the monitors in the schools.
Good. Old school wedgie. To be admired in a way. Yep. Squashing the balls now. Oh, that does not tickle.
I was just showing the setup I've got for the wedgie here, which is, to the naked eye, it doesn't look like pants, but then underneath I've got these cycling shorts, which come also with a protective layer. So that's what's
the saddle.
That's what's making it not feel painful, which is very nice.
Hold it there. Can we angle them round a little bit?
Genuinely very painful.
Enjoy this wedgie because it could be my crowning cinematic glory. Just saying. If I was to award a, you know, kind of nomination, maybe a nod, BAFTA, I didn't say it, someone else did on set today, so Oscar, best supporting wedgie, that kind of thing, it's totally fine.
This year's BAFTAs is
They've renamed it.
third.
The Buckles.
It's third, and then I think it's Buckley, Bird, Thomas and Harrison, is that right?
Not Harrison, actually. It's a
Keenan.
little awkward.
An unprecedented move at this year's BAFTAs. We were saying the four of you and Colin Firth were up for.
I've actually just said that you're not actually.
Oh, right. You're not.
But Lloyd Hughes is, so, you know.
Okay. Oh, that's...
Excuse me.
Fine.
No, that's... I'm just happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Just really happy for you guys.
I tell you what, you can do the Palm d'Or speech.
Good.
I'm Blake Harrison and I play Neil Sutherland in the film. Neil is less intelligent than the other three. He's kind of linking to the group really, I suppose, is Jay. He's kind of best friends with Jay really, and I think that's simply because he's the only one around that wouldn't question the kind of bullshit that Jay comes out with. Therefore, Jay can say whatever he wants to Neil. Neil will lap it all up and believe everything that's true. He doesn't really question things. He just kind of takes things at face value and lives his life by just shrugging things off quite easily. Doesn't worry about stuff, just gets on with life and has a laugh, really. That's Neil's kind of mantra.
Greg Davis plays the head teacher in the film. He's a favourite character across the 3 series.
What we're filming here is Mr. Gilbert lecturing all the kids before they go off into the big wide world, and you know, they're all expecting him to be quite kind, I think, and to finally crack. And in fact, he's just as vile to them, if not more vile to them now, just before they're about to leave and go into the big wide world, than he was when they were at school. So I've got an amazingly long speech to remember, something that I'm not especially good at. So, the headmaster in his wisdom has asked me to say a few words to you, my yeah, brilliant. Fucking love it. Yes, that really helps, though, if you can laugh every time I fuck up. That really helps. Just before I'm about to start, if you could laugh then, that's really good. It really settles me, thanks. All these extras looking very much like school children, and then 4 fully grown adults sitting amongst them. Ridiculous. If you're unfortunate enough to enter into a marriage, then I pity you. Pity you? Yeah. I pity you. You'll soon find out why. Fucking dicks.
I play Will Mackenzie, who is one of the 4 Inbetweeners. The Inbetweeners are 4 boys, and I think the idea of the name is they're not quite in the cool set, well, they're definitely not in the cool set at school, but they're not quite the geekiest either. So they're just normal fellows, really. So Will and the boys head off to Malia for a lad's holiday after their A-levels. Marco's is actually a club called Infernos in Clapham.
I suppose if you ever lived in London, especially South London, for any of your 20s, you almost certainly would have come to this nightclub, I think, because it was known as a little bit of a cattle market, I guess they call it. Meat market. Today we're going to be filming the girls arriving and boys' sequence where they dance over to the girls, which has been choreographed.
Hi, I'm Sparky and I'm here to help them with their classic club moves. Blake's good at locking and popping. Simon is conscientious, and Joe is what I call the original stiff man.
Sorry, this is ridiculous.
I did study a little bit of dance. I'm a bit sad. I went for a stage when I was younger. I just used to watch music videos and copy the routines in my room and literally waste hours of days just playing music and dancing in the mirror to it all and stuff. So yeah, quite a sad little existence I lead.
I'm probably one of the world's worst dancers. I'm the most inhibited sort of human being you could ever... I get no pleasure whatsoever from dancing.
I felt the same way that I feel about my dancing at all times, embarrassed and humiliated.
Am I doing it right? Fine. Maybe a bit out, but not so you notice.
I will say that those aren't... I have got other moves other than the ones that feature in the film, whereas Joe Thomas, I mean, those are literally his best dance moves. That one where he's sort of jiggling and his upper body is out of time with his lower body. That was him on a good day. That's when he's got rhythm. I've seen him on the dance floor drunk, and it is ugly.
Sorry, do you mind if we come and talk to you? Because you look nice, and frankly, that's just humiliating for everyone involved.
Will falls into conversation with Alison.
I lost my mind and agreed to come here on holiday. What's your excuse?
Sort of similar. I came out over the summer and fell crazy in love with this gorgeous local, so I'm back.
Hilarious. Of course he did. What was he, a barman or a waiter?
Waiter. I've got to go. Don't want to miss my stereotypical Greek boyfriend. He might get angry and smash some plates.
Or commit atrocities in Anatolia.
was a very good idea.
Let it flow.
Can we do some trust exercises?
Yeah, go.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure.
A little bit further this time.
Why did you not do it?
Because we still got a scene to shoot.
Yeah,
all I care about.
You weren't afraid at all.
I basically trust everyone.
My name's Kathy and I play a northern floozy. I'm just about to do a scene where a sex act is performed upon me. Not really, but I've got all these padded knickers on, you see, so it's all above board.
It's the first time that anyone's ever attempted a real fingering, so it's a really big moment for a British film.
Oh, God. We're off.
Crash. Watch me.
Come there, lovely, thank you.
I play Jay in the Inbetweeners. I suppose his place within the group is a sort of wannabe know-it-all. He claims to sort of be quite worldly and knows quite a lot about women and about sort of sex and things like that, but it's quite obvious that he doesn't really know anything at all about anything. We're going to do an actual suicide shot now for Blake's close-up. A snort of
let's see this quick as you can, please. Quick as.
a shot of tequila, and then a squeeze of lime in your eyeball. So, and we're about to do that for reals.
Some method, you know, it's the East 15 ethos. Don't act, be.
Go on, Neil, just one more suicide shot.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Right, turn up, please.
Sorry, mate, and my fingers crossed.
Oh, not again. Oh, my God. I never expected to see them again. Doesn't matter, though, does it? Because even if Lucy can get a ticket for the boat pie, I now can't afford one. No, but incredible as it may seem, Simon, I wasn't... Hello. Tissue. Tissue.
Heavy mark, 205, take 3 on the end.
My favourite was just after the salt.
Okay, well done, let's go there, please.
Salt's by far.
Yes.
I'd met Anthony Head a couple of times before because his daughter Emily plays Carly. So we'd seen him at various awards dues and stuff. But it was amazing to work with him because most of the people that I work with on this show are sort of quite unprofessional. James and Blake and Jar, I'm talking to you. So it was nice to work with a proper actor who, you know, knew his lines and delivered them well.
I love the show, so I've been a huge fan. When my daughter was first cast, she was reluctant for me to see it the first season because it was quite near the knuckle and she wasn't sure about it. We got over that. The first time Will's dad was mooted, I think actually again it was Emily that just said, the boys have said they'd really like you to do it. I was like, oh my God. I tried to keep a little window free for this because I really, really wanted to do it. I would say that I was somewhere between Will and Simon, although I guess leaning towards Simon. On holiday, there'd always be somebody that I'd seen that I really, really sort of fancied, but didn't have the courage to sort of go and ask. And I remember there was one sad holiday that I forced my parents to go and camp near this island in Brittany, because a mate of mine's girlfriend, who I fancied desperately, was there, and I thought, you know, we would just have a sort of nice platonic holiday. Little did I know that she fancied me, and she got really, really peeved about halfway through because I wasn't making any advances. So I couldn't, because it was my mate's girlfriend. And it didn't end well. She just got bored and went off with some other geezer, and I was just sort of left in the background. Sad, really.
I went on lots of holidays, these lads' holidays, 4 or 5 with friends. And one time you see Will in the film crawling on the floor of the bar. I mean, I had alcohol poisoning for 2 days and couldn't leave the apartment because all I was doing was throwing up bile.
On our first lads' holiday, it was about 10 of us went away. We got there about 2 in the morning. We thought, this is great, we're going to go straight out, put our stuff in the rooms and go straight out. And we got there, we were like on the first floor, so it was a floor up. And there were some people drinking down by the swimming pool immediately. So 2 of the guys who were with us just climbed down from the balcony very excitedly, ran over, and the guys who were around the pool went, jump in, jump in. And they jumped in. I mean, we'd been there, 4 minutes it had taken them to climb down. He said, jump in, jump in. They jumped in, the manager came out, he went, get out, you're out, and threw them out the hotel. They had to sleep on the beach. I was just like, that was a brilliant start to their holiday.
Action.
I will give anyone £1 million if they can find an 18-year-old boy in this country who dresses like that. It used to be about the realism.
Before we get
this
I think
programme.
you got to tell David why Daddy goes to work.
Get money the right time.
That's why we go to work. That's what we're doing it all for.
Yeah.
Where are the Inbetweeners?
Over there.
Hello, flight.
Yep.
Delayed 7 hours. And please remove those T-shirts or we won't allow you to get on the plane.
Very good.
You can sort of see what we've done really. The main innovation is making Pussy into an actual cat, and then the erection's just sort of instinctive, and then the expression, like I don't know, got erection.
So this is one of these sort of the end montage shots for the film. The idea behind all of these different shots is that it's the boys' sort of flip camera of filming the action. So it's all very handheld. So rather glamorously, we're just shooting it on a stills camera, but it's shooting a sort of video.
We are currently in Gatwick Airport. Yep. We're about to the end of the film. So when we're all coming home with the boys.
Hi. Hi, Dad. My relationship with James, the actor, is very good. I think he's a very professional young man, excellent in his job. My relationship with his character, Jay, is terrible. 1, make sure she's not a hound like the last one. And 2, try to be a man when she dumps you for someone with a bigger cock. Which is everyone.
My relationship with Neil...
He abuses you slightly, well, his friends...
No, he
abuse-
doesn't, no. He's
No.
very kindly to me, but I know his friends have
I've
got
never
some
watched it.
unsavoury remarks to make.
Besides, I really need a lie down. My head's more fucked than Neil's dad's arsehole.
But in terms of my relationship with Blake... Oh, bloody hell, how can I forget his name? I get on very, very well with him, and we actually did another series together called...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what was it called?
My relationship with Simon Bird is like nothing I've ever known. Gosh, what a man. My relationship with his character, Will, who plays my son, you know, I love him, and I'm a single mother, and I think I'm doing a really good job, but I think I'm very overprotected. I don't really notice that I'm actually doing quite a bad job of being his mother.
Laura's got a lung infection, so this is day 3 we're filming, so we don't know whether she'll make it to the end, but nailed that, absolutely nailed it.
We're filming in the supermarket. This is the opening scene with Neil in it, and viewers of the series remember that Neil, he got a co-worker at the supermarket that he worked at pregnant. That was Asda's. This isn't Asda's, they wouldn't let us film there.
I'm at the fish counter. Where have you just come from?
Been stacking shelves.
Quick snog. Neil's finished, so you've probably finished as
I've
well.
finished as well.
I assume that they're just going to have a massive snogathon. My first ever job was in the women's shoes department at Selfridges in London. It's fucking horrible.
Loads of women's shoes at your house.
Yeah, loads. Oh god. And the dresses, the makeup. Oh, I'm like a regular Priscilla. Oh, we went for it. Oh, we don't do things by halves here. We knock teeth, everything. We really...
We're like 15 again.
Yeah. Oh, that's the point, though. You know. Normally, I am an elegant, gentle kisser. The supermarkets just bring out the beast in me. We're trying to come up with ways to entertain ourselves. At the moment, it's coming up with prawn-based film names. For example, Prawn of the Dead, The Prawn Mower Man, From Dusk Till Prawn. Prawn again. Zach and Miri make a prawno. Starring Vince Prawn.
Today we are at Ministry of Sound and we are filming the Super Club. So we're making it out that this is the main club that Jay and Neil go to in Malia.
This place is mental.
It's decadent, Neil. That's what I call it. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay, let's get in here, please.
Today we've got nearly 500 people coming to our shoot.
We need you to kind of arrive as if it's, it's summer, you're in a holiday resort, it's 30 degrees outside, not 3 degrees, because it's kind of winter. And people turned up wearing these amazing outfits. I was shocked by how much flesh is on display. And people literally going out wearing like bras and pants, and they look amazing, these girls.
It's a very special feature performance, in fact, by Fernando, the legendary Fernando, who is quite a name in Ibiza super clubs.
Fernando!
The Fernando experience. I haven't really thought about it a lot, to be honest. It's sort of scarred me. I wept for days afterwards. I mean, me and Blake were so close to that man's penis and arsehole. Too close. It's quite harrowing. I don't want to talk about it.
Today, what we've seen effectively is a man in Native American headdress suck his own penis.
I mean, I suppose the main reaction to Fernando is, why does he need to wear costumes? To be honest. Why is he dressed as a Red Indian? I guess that's my main issue. Just get on with it in a way, do you know what I mean? Like, if you can do it, you don't need props, really. I mean, if there was a man whose talent was just to dress as a Red Indian, he wouldn't have any talent. So just do that, to be honest. Don't lower yourself, literally don't lower yourself to dressing up. I mean, dressing up is not a skill. Whereas sucking your own penis is a skill.
It's not easy money. To be able to do this, you have to put a little elastic band in your dick to keep it hard for the time it works. Fucking hell. It's painful.
I'm just so happy I wasn't there. I don't know whether you just want to pan over to Paddy Carr here. Paddy had the worst time. Paddy was given the job of just watching Fernando all day and making sure his every need was catered for. Paddy looked like a haunted man by the end of that day.
Funny things about this thing is when you finish to do your show, many guys come to you, gay, straight, whatever, and they come to you and they say, I used to be able to do it. Have you enjoyed the day?
Yeah, you're so good. Did you practice that hard?
No.
In the mirror, in the mirror.
No, that I enjoy it is to be out and share with people. What do you think about what I do?
Can you be our stripper?
Okay, thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
We're at Gatwick, and we're literally our queue over there is boarding, but we're just chilling out. It's not going to go without us, is it?
No.
We just chill out, mate.
Blake's wearing a hat.
I am wearing a hat.
Look at the hat.
Perceptive.
Look at that ridiculous hat.
It's a lovely hat. There's nothing wrong with this hat.
There's a few things wrong with it. Anyway, we literally got to go.
Right, see ya.
We're here. We arrived at our hotel. We're mainly pleased to see there was a dartboard in reception. Simon and James were, I would say, unusually excited by that fact. Because we're obviously big darts players, all of us. You always see us playing darts
very much a sort of dart story for the modern age.
Today is our first day of shooting in Spain. Our first scene is going to be in the cafe, the sort of crap cafe where they have a crap breakfast. Although it's actually the middle of February, it feels like we're in August and in Malia. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes!
Yes! Pipe down.
85, 86, 87, 88 fucking bites.
Ooh, sorry. I asked for 2 poached eggs.
Yes, poached. I promise with all my heart.
So you're promising me, with all your heart, this is 2 poached eggs?
Yes. Verga!
The idea is that we're shooting in Magaluf in Mallorca, but it's meant to be Malia in Crete, so that involves quite a lot of Greek signs being put up and quite a lot of redressing.
You look over there, that telephone box has all been changed. We've changed all the road signs up here, and the banks in the background, and the little signs on the bins, none of which you will ever see.
They're called Spanish biting ants.
Oh, okay.
They do bite naturally, but they're trained not to bite you. They'll bite other people, not you. They want to bite very much.
They don't just work chemically.
No,
they don't just see something and panic and bite.
You've heard of animal trainers, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the animal trainer dealt with them.
No, I'm all right with stuff like that actually. I'm good with sort of creepy crawlies and things. In a strange way, I think it'll be quite fun. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Okay, let's
put it down.
There we go. Right now. Oh, it's sticking so much. Oh, fucking Christ.
I always try to get out of having to act anything, so whenever Simon mentions Carly, Jay hits him in the balls as a kind of like quitting smoking type carrot and stick approach to quitting talking about Carly. I asked James to just hit me quite hard in the balls because sort of couldn't be bothered to act just being hit in the balls. Yeah, just obviously after a while my balls started to really hurt.
Carly? Ow!
I resorted to using a cricket box.
Yeah, it's in a plastic bag now. I'm not touching it.
Which hurt James rather than me. So James's hand is a bit bruised now, but on the other hand, I'm impotent.
Does it say weird stuff?
Well, a bit. For our miserable bloody life at Canal 3XL. Do it, wankers.
And then it says they wanted to say "do it, wankers" to the camera afterwards. Well, is that all? That's all cleared, is it? Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's definitely what you want us to say, is it? I'm Will from the Inbetweeners. Please watch our miserable lives on Canal XL. Is that all right?
When you go to Malia, quad bikes are ubiquitous everywhere. Everyone's on a quad bike, everyone's got quad bikes. And when we went to do one of the recce's, our producer Chris, who is a 50-year-old man from the Isle of Skye, went, at one point he was picked up by 8, 10 young men, just picked while the quad bike was running, and they were revving the engine, and he just sort of thought, and this is the kind of madness that goes on in these places, and he was literally just thinking, don't know what to do, don't know what to do. And I think under his breath apparently he was going, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Quad biking. Quad biking. That was incredible.
That was my favourite. Terrifying at first on the quad bikes because Blake's a bit of a show off.
And Blake was bumping James,
Yeah.
and James is really good on the quad bikes. He's been going around.
Is he?
Yeah. Well,
Did manage to get one stolen though, so. Didn't he?
Don't know about that. Did he?
Maybe.
I hired a quad bike because I thought it'd be fun to take me and my girlfriend out sort of round the town, and we used it for the afternoon, and I was supposed to have it that afternoon, that evening and the next day. So I used it for the afternoon, went inside for something to eat, come back and it had gone. It'd been nicked. So I got some people on the job for me to find out what had happened to it, because I was going to get it back by any means. Turns out it was stolen by the man who hired it to me.
I've just done a stunt, basically. I was standing on my head because there's a scene we're about to film where character Will, is getting drunk with the boys and he's in a bar and he's downing a fish bowl, which is an exotic, toxic drink they serve over in Malia, but he's upside down, so he's got his drink upside down. So we were just doing a test of the camera shot where the camera sort of reveals he's upside down and I was just standing. And it makes you feel quite lightheaded.
Yeah, the night shoots were a bit grueling. I feel a bit pretentious saying the word grueling because I am in a movie and getting paid to do it, so it's not too bad a life. But I mean, in the context of that, they were quite tough, I suppose, because we're filming from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. You know, the hours at which the night time. So it's quite difficult to be funny when you feel like you should have been asleep about 8 hours ago.
If the build-up gets too much for you, mate, you can borrow one of my Johnnies, have a wank royale.
Oh, cheers, Jay. A what? A wank royale. So a wank with a Johnny on. It's a bit more expensive, so I tend to save it for special occasions. Birthdays, Christmas, Champions League final. Exactly.
All right, lads, you up for a good time?
Yeah, we're always up for a good time.
We're the Pussy Patrol.
I'll sort you out half-price drinks and a free fish bowl.
Cool, cool, cool. So, will you be in there with your sexiness, making the vibe sexy, being all sexy and that sexy?
So sexy, ball.
I will be if you're going to be there, you saucy bugger. Come on. Here you go, these 4. Oh, I'll see you in a bit. Mine's a Bacardi and Coke.
Large one.
Saucy. See you later.
Fucking hell, you're well in there, mate.
He shoots, he scores, right up the vag.
The extras on this film have been absolutely phenomenal, beyond anything that could have been asked of them. I mean, the night stuff on the strip, which was supposed to be the height of summer, so all of them are wearing bikinis or tops off and stuff like that, was probably about 3 degrees, and there was like a wind dripping through it, and they were up till 5 in the morning, and they still kept going partying. And so what would happen is you'd see the scenes in the film, they'll look hot, and there's everyone partying and going crazy, and as soon as someone else cut, all these blankets are rushed in, and everyone's huddling there like there's been some sort of shipwreck just offshore.
Get a proper grip on it. Okay, right. Is that in?
No, any flames?
Action!
We've done the skinny dipping scene, which was incredibly interesting. My big scene was the scene that comes before the skinny dipping in the beach, and I basically have to try and will Jay to take all of his clothes off and snog me. In that order, I don't know. It's a really sort of empowering thing to do without sounding like a tosser. It's a really empowering thing to do, and fuck it.
This is the boys' apartment. As you can see, it's a complete dive. The towels and everything are just decoration. It's an abandoned building as far as I can see. In the green room, I think some squatters have been in here, and somebody's written, literally, "Drink my blood" across the wall. That's the room they've chosen to relax in between takes.
Why is it in English? To drink my blood.
Vampires are all English. They learn English as part of their training to become a vampire.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's all...
But vampires don't ask you to drink their blood.
They
Good
don't.
point.
Good point.
Maybe it's part of the training. You got
Show.
to like doctors have to,
Yeah.
you know, examine
each other.
Do they? I don't know if they do.
I think they do. It's somebody who wants to become a vampire.
Yeah, he wants to be a vampire victim. Just on the off chance a vampire stayed in that room. And the vampire's coming on holiday. He's in Mallorca. He's having a break.
Yeah.
Not a great place to come if you're a vampire, though. I mean, quite a lot of sun, unless you're coming off-season, I suppose.
Good point.
But I like the fact that you can come anywhere in the world, and if there's a place full of graffiti, there will always be a cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It will always look the same. The cock will always be the same.
The universal language of the cock.
Yeah.
You Willie?
Yes.
Here key. You have fun, but not too much fun. You shit on floor, €50 fine. Each time.
This is the dead dog that we're going to take out of the well. That is the skin of a real dog that was not killed for the show in any way.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? We asked to get a dog killed. It's so annoying.
Try rehearsal.
Dog is a triumph.
All right. Jesus, Neil. Oh, don't worry about that. It's on the way down. Have you seen Jay?
Shit, no, not since last night.
No, I mean, have you seen him? He's over there.
The ants, I didn't have much of a problem with the ants. I mean, I had one on my tongue at one point that kept being placed there because he kept falling off. But yeah, it felt really weird. I felt itchy for hours afterwards. I felt like I was constantly had something crawling over me. Oh.
That's the fitness.
Hi.
I've been better. Partly I'm thinking about putting stones in my pockets and chucking myself in the pool. Blake Harrison plays Neil, who's an idiot. Blake is also an idiot. No, he's not quite as idiotic as Neil, but it is close. Okay, it's a tight call.
Simon Bird, who plays Will, even though he's the newest to the group, he can't help but kind of take on a sense of leadership, I think, because he is the most intelligent, but socially inept, or as they all are, really. Simon Bird's very much the organiser since we've been out here of getting everyone together for meals out and trying fine wines, and there's a similarity between the two, but both incredibly funny.
As well as a very talented actor, he's a gifted shoe designer, and he's working on for Nike.
Go on. Oh, this is risky. This is risky.
It's relatively comfortable, to be honest. I recommend them for the shorter individual.
No, don't be taller than you.
Go on, let's go.
Okay, seriously, let's go.
So we're being papped occasionally on this film. Damon seems to have taken a particularly sort of front-line role in shielding us from press photographers.
When I'm not busy writing or exec producing the film, what I like to do is spend my days trying to block shots that the paparazzi want to get of Joe Thomas's penis, I guess. Let's call it what it is. So yeah, we're doing a shot where Simon gets nude, and Joe's really bravely said he'll do it, but we just realised we're opposite the ocean, and that's quite pappable territory. So we've got a boat, a yacht, which is out there, which is obviously hired out by some paps, and we've blocked off some of their positions, and then they've taken a launch out, and they've suddenly moved around to near us. But yeah, it's sort of kind of what they do. So you know, I can't get too annoyed about it.
Are you calling me queer?
Good enough, Simon. Give him your pants.
One last thing. What? Can you lend us €50?
We had these huge screens up to shield the scene. And then on the other side, there was Damon with kind of an A4 size bit of paper, just kind of being like, yeah, that's it, sort of like fending off these sort of would-be shots.
So, 42 years of age, ex-head of department. So it's not really what I fantasised about when I thought I might be in a film one day. Sort of hoping for a romantic lead. This is bullshit. This whole film is bullshit.
¿Está consciente? Sí, pues. Ahí.
Yeah, perfect. That, and then and he's dragging
Sí.
like that. Yeah.
Si él no está consciente,
If we tried with Joe, so you're sort of dragged like that, and then he gets down here, and then he's on his back there. Like that. Oh, hello.
That's good, yeah. That's good.
Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You can't drown people. You know, they used to drown people all the time back in the day.
What sort of depth do you want Salvador to get me from? Like,
Only about 2-3 feet. Arm around, and
Okay,
action,
fine.
in
Yeah,
you go.
fine.
Okay? Salvador. Okay, set, and action! I did it for you.
Oh, Simon.
I think I've shit myself. Lucy, it's normally bigger, it was cold.
We are getting a top shot for the last shot of this little sequence where Joe gets put in the ambulance. So hopefully it's going to work. We're pretty confident, really. It's the moment the audience dread. The boys have a fight. Joe and, well, character Simon and character Jay have a fight. I think every friend's holiday, when friends, I had a fight at some point with one of them.
Yeah, you were very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Short-tempered. Prick.
But
Really.
but I think it seems to be a fairly classic thing that happens on lads' holidays, is people fall out and have a fight with each other.
If there was a fight between the four boys, I think it's a toss-up, really. Simon Bird would go down first. He'd be out. He's not sort of the fighting type.
James is a bit of a wimp, so I could take him easily. I think my main challenge would be Joe, because I can see sort of a switch flicking in Joe.
Oddly, I can see Simon Bird being quite cutthroat. If there were rules, Simon Bird would abide by them. But if there weren't rules, he would be the first to get dirty. And then when challenged about being dirty, he would say, it was made clear at the beginning there were no rules, therefore I behaved totally legitimately.
I'd go dirty tactics straight away. Biting, gouging.
Blake, I could see him being quite good at, you know, like martial arts, and he's very long. He's got very good reach with both fists.
I could use a reach on all of them, to be fair. I think that's what will win it for me, it's the jab.
Blake, I think he's fairly by the book. I don't know what that book is, by the way. I can see James believing in some sort of gangster code whereby you don't go below the belt or something.
I think I'd be the first to go dirty. I'd get my keys out.
Simon Bird, despite what he says, has definitely been to see a personal trainer, and he's now got quite a good set of guns on him.
You never know what you're going to get with Joe, because he could just go mental and destroy you, I guess, because he's not a small bloke. He's fairly trim.
I think Simon Bird would do what was necessary to win. Who actually would win?
I think I can handle him.
Beautiful.
Today is the girls' hotel pool. You can see by my excited face, just getting very fucking bored of this weather.
We've got saying since we've been in Mallorca about the weather forecast we've had, because not a single one of them has been in any way reliable at all. And the saying is, red sky at night, probably going to rain, might not rain, you never know. Red sky in the morning, probably going to rain. Could rain, don't know, literally means nothing.
Today we are all round the pool, sunbathing. The pool is freezing, the weather is awful, as per.
Where's all the money on this? Where's the money? We haven't got money. Is it €1? My €1 isn't fitting in. No, Miss Samuel. It's not that. Mr.
Yeah! Ah! I'm gonna have to touch the black.
No. But I'm one of those people that can pot 2 balls and then pot nothing.
Right, it's important we find somewhere to sit where we get the best view of the boobies.
Or indeed, find anywhere at all to sit.
There was a lot of training to my falling in the swimming pool stunt. Like Joe, he joined a diving team and did a lot of preparation before he was diving into the sea, from about sort of 7.5 metres. Of course, I took being pushed into a fairly warm swimming pool by a child just as seriously. Although children do look at you really strangely when you walk around a swimming bath saying, you know, do you mind hanging out with me, and sort of constantly pushing me in this pool. But you can find them.
One of the key sequences in the film is the boat party. The boys, when they arrive on the holiday, they discover quite early on that the cool thing is to get onto the party boat. We had quite a job finding a boat. I did a bit of research on other boats. Ben was very keen on a boat in the Caribbean, which I had to explain to him we couldn't really pay to be shipped across to Europe. He did also identify a boat in Malia, which would have been his dream boat, but the fuel costs alone would have been £50,000, so I'm afraid we had to rule that one out. I remember vividly looking at the boat and thinking, well, this is perfect. It is the BCM party boat. They do party boats here. They actually come into Magaluf, and there's a pier here in Magaluf, which is where it docks, so let's use it. The bad weather meant that on our second day, we simply couldn't stay in Magaluf. The swell was about 4 metres, and we found ourselves literally tipping up and down, watching all the bar bottles fly across the deck.
We could shoot here, but the captain's saying that maybe halfway through the day we might get dashed against the rock, so we've taken the prudent decision to go somewhere else.
Brilliantly, our captain Damien took us out to sea, and we managed to find, incredibly, some kind of haven in a kind of cove, and spent the next 3 days holed up there. It's so rocky on the boat. I'm amazed that the footage looks the way it does, so I'm really very happy with it.
The boat was a tough few days. It was quite choppy out there, and I get quite bad seasickness. I was actually all right because they gave us some quite powerful tablets, which dealt with that. So I survived. I felt sorry for the SAs, the supporting artists, who I'm not sure were given the appropriate medication. And about halfway through the first day, quite a few of them were just vomiting over the side, and it was freezing cold, and the food was quite bad. So yeah, it was. They in particular had a tough time, but they were brilliant, and they stuck with it, and they gave a great performance.
I was fine on the boat. I didn't take any seasickness pills. I just got on the boat and just did what I normally do, but was on a boat. It was just a normal day for me. It was long and we had to film a lot, but we was on a boat. It wasn't a big deal at all. I quite liked it. It was windy on top. It was really, really windy and cold. But as I say, I never felt queasy or anything. I just wasn't a baby about it.
We had some representatives from Thomas Cook who all came out as a huge group of about 100 of them, who all went on the boat. Now, I mean, if you've been on a boat for an hour, you might have felt a bit seasick. If you've shot on a boat for 12 hours a day for 5 days, you'll want to kill yourself. And they were nothing but good-spirited, calm, good-natured. And again, it was similarly freezing cold. The second day we were on the boat, we had a force 5 gale, so the boat was tipping like this, and they were all feeling sick and having a miserable time. The toilets didn't work. There was no real food. It was a bit like if the boat had sunk. That's the only thing that could have made it more like a maritime disaster than it already was.
The people on the production who are more aware of health and safety than perhaps I am suggested that we should get a stunt double to do the dive. And the reason Joe was going to do the dive is basically he's the easiest of the 4 boys to bully into doing something for real.
The scene we had to create was Simon on the boat decides to dump Carly essentially and swim back to shore to get Lucy. There's a bit of sort of cheering and excitement, and then he dives in. It's about kind of concentrating, so it was a bit hard to concentrate on the boat, and also the sea's quite cold and I was just wearing this quite horrible pair of pants. I mean, not that like fashion is something that sort of is rattling around in my mind when I'm doing a dive, but you can't help but think about the temperature of the water a bit. When I entered the water, it felt really, really good the first time because you get this lovely sense of relief, because basically once you've got the jump right, it kind of all takes care of itself. I was covered in about 24 blankets when I got out of the sea. Whereas to a certain extent I had just been for a swim, so it was very nice, but I think probably I would have been okay.
Kind of brilliant, I think, really.
He was brilliant. We also made him do it about 20 minutes after he'd just been dragged out of the water by a Coast Guard helicopter and winched to safety.
Winched
Twice.
about 150 foot in the air. It was a pretty impressive day from the young man.
Almost heroic.
In Mali they have lots of these punch machines.
This is going to be pathetic.
That's pretty good.
That's sounding
pretty good. It's going.
So what do you reckon I'm going to get?
I reckon you'll get...
You think I'll get anemic?
I reckon you might be able to get partial.
Do you reckon?
Go on. You're doing all right.
Didn't time that.
Almost exactly the same.
Oh, that wasn't good. Bad connection.
That sounded good to me.
The machine moved quite a lot more.
Look at that!
This is June now. We filmed the main lot of it in March. We're in Pagera, and we're rehearsing this scene. Simon and Lucy and Carly. We basically just come to the beach, so I genuinely don't understand what the point of this rehearsal is.
Joe and I had to just stand in the places that were going to be so they could just work out the shots, and that's it, done and dusted.
From my point of view, the sort of most pressing thing is just that I haven't done the thing where you've got your trunks on already, so I had to sort of work out how I was going to deal with that, which at the moment I've dealt with by just putting my trunk on over my pants, which is obviously a bit pathetic, really.
We're about to do night shoot. We've got a couple of cast in the water. They have some neoprene wetsuits on, flesh coloured.
These are some really fashionable wetsuit type things. Flesh coloured, of course, too big in many ways, in all ways in fact. And that's because I'm wading out to sea to be Joe's eye line. I'm not on camera, I'm just there for him.
It's so wavy, it's just like impossible to get anything because the height's changing from like here to here when there's a wave. Hard to act and also hard to film. No, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do at the moment.
In true characteristic Inbetweeners style, we have gone from the jaws of hell and defeat to the threshold of victory because we seem to be back on target. I thought I had abandoned any hope of getting to night shooting, and we're now on track to complete.
Like the Lord of the Rings cast, we were thinking about getting matching tattoos before we came out here. We were thinking about getting the Bwark logo, maybe tattooed on our bums, or maybe Clunge. Who knows? We might make a series of these, and then a prequel, and then set it in space or something. Who knows?
There is no way I'm getting a tattoo ever. I've seen James's. I don't know whether maybe we should get James to show you his. James, the first tattoo James got, he's got 3 now. The first one was of the symbol of a guitar label that he likes, and the symbol, I tell you, get him to show it to you, is exactly the same as the euro symbol. So it just looks like he's got literally the currency of the euro tattooed on his wrist. It looks ridiculous.
I think the most appropriate Inbetweeners tattoo, as there are, I think, at least 10 cock gags, would probably be your standard cock and balls, just tattooed on us somewhere, much like as it's tanned on Simon Bird's back. I think that would probably be the most appropriate tattoo. The Inbetweeners and a massive cock and balls.
I can't see us getting tattoos, to be honest. There's no way Simon Bird would get a tattoo. For a start, I doubt Blake would get a tattoo. James Buckley does have some tattoos, but he wouldn't want to get a tattoo of the 4 of us. What would it be? Just a cock and balls, just a spunking cock is what it would be.
That'll work.
For the very last time, let's have a nice big let's go fucking mental round of applause, because that's a wrap!
Oh, miserable bloody life at Canal 3XL. Do it, wankers!